Well, this video is going to be kind of long because we're going to be working on 3 different problems or versions because they gave us 2 points. And what we're going to do with these 2 points is we're going to write an equation in point slope form, also in slope intercept, and finally in standard form. So we're going to do all 3 in one. So let's get started. The first thing we need to find is actually the slope. We need to find the slope, and to find slope, you should know the formula already. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's pick our points. This is our first x. We're going to call it x1. We're going to call this y1. This is our second x. This is our second y. So let's just plug it in. Like I said, y2 is 0. The formula has a minus. Y1 is 6 over x2 is 6 minus a negative 3. Watch out there. And when we do our math, guys, what's 0 minus 6? That's a negative 6. A negative times a negative is positive. And what's 6 plus 3? That's a 9. If I were to reduce these guys, can I divide by 3? So my answer would be negative 2/3. We found our slope, guys. Our slope, I'm going to write it over here. It's negative 2/3. So how can I use that to write the equation in point slope? Well, let's go back to our formula. Point slope goes like this. Y minus b equals m parentheses x minus a, where a and b are just regular points. Well, guys, don't we already know the slope? So can I just put a negative 2/3 here? In our parentheses, that will be the x minus, in this case, it doesn't matter which point you pick whichever one you would like. So I'm going to pick the one that has a 0 just because it's easier. So my a in this case is the 6. Let's keep filling everything in. And my minus b, well, my b will be 0. So I'll just put a minus 0 there. And that technically is point slope. Well, let's use the same equation, same points. Now I want it in slope intercept. Well, remember, slope intercept is when you have the y alone in the sense of y equals mx plus b. Well, guys, let's write what I have so far. Y minus 0 equals negative 2/3 parentheses x minus 6. I can actually use a point slope to get there really quick. Look, let's do the derivative property, guys. Negative 2/3 times x is just negative 2/3 x. Remember, there's a 1 below the 6. Negative 2 times negative 6, that's positive 12. What's 3 times 1? That's a 3. And guys, y minus 0 isn't just that y. Yeah. And if I were to simplify a few things here, guys, what's 12 over 3? Isn't that the same thing as 4? So my answer would be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. And that's my equation in slope intercept. And for the last one, standard form. Once again, standard form goes like this. It's capital AX plus BY equals C. Well, this is when the X and the Y's are next to each other. So let's rewrite the one we have. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. We want the y's on the same side. So let's do an add a 2/3 x, add a 2/3 x. So we have 2/3 x plus y equals to 4. And one more thing, guys, remember standard form does not like fractions in their response. So we multiply everything by the bottom of the fraction, which is the denominator. In this case, it's just 3. We're going to multiply everything by 3 or 3 over 1 if you feel more comfortable. And let's do it. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. Don't forget the x. What's 3 times y? It's just 3y. I mean, you could say over 1 if you wanted to. And 3 times 4, that will be a 12 over 1. And if we were to simplify the whole thing, well, 6 over 3 is just 2. Don't forget the x. 3 over 1 is just 3y. And 12 over 1 is just 12. And this is our standard form. So this is how we do it in standard form, in slope intercept form, and finally in point slope form. These are same problem, just 3 different equations.